don't know if that's a teaching moment as much as like a conversation piece. Because I think when you put it like that, how much more are you willing to pay for community?
Yeah.
People say, you know what, the fact that the eggs are 50 cents more, I'll suck it up because I'm getting a lot for it. And that's not demographic community, that's just like, we've got more going on here. And so I think putting that back on people who say, I just want a grocery store and I don't really care, I don't know how we could fit that in, but I think it's something that comes up over and over, or that people aren't articulating what community costs for them.
Or strawberries that are $5 more, though, that's a limit, and there's some pain points we need to address, because there's still this bias among us that we should suck it up for community to a great extent, and that will limit us to some of the people we also say we want to attract.
I would push back though. I think that people don't think on a basis, every time they walk into the store, I don't think people are thinking about what they're paying for. And I think that the markup, that yes, strawberries are something that is significantly more expensive, maybe that it's a price issue. But when people are splitting hairs over milk or eggs or another product, is there some way of reminding the consciousness of what the other things you're getting for it?
Well, I mean, I think that's our project, right? It's what being able to articulate what are the things that you're getting for your money here at the co-op. So it seems as though that's kind of the crux of the issue. It's like, yes, okay, so the prices are the way they are because of these reasons, but you're buying X, and sort of that's the vision. That's what we're trying to. But it's not just community. I mean, that becomes kind of meaningless after a while. So it's like it's like if then in answer to that we can tell a story that is meaningful, then that's what you're paying for.
And the community word.
Take 2 minutes on that after this, so keep talking, but then Mike, tell the other part of the story.
But I think, and Elizabeth, I think the other thing too is that for everybody it's different, right? And so if we can find a way to have people in the community talk about what that markup is for their personal family, I think it makes it more intimate too. Like whether you live close or it's got a certain product that you want or whatever.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Let's let Mike say his piece.
Okay, so we want to do the teach piece that Mike would do potentially too. So this is a short version of it to give an idea about the strawberries actually.
Okay.
I don't know if you're...
Yeah, no, I can do it. Can I use the board a little bit? Because it just visually will help. All right, so let's just use strawberries as the example. Strawberries at the top is just a commodity market. You have two different types. You have an organic and a conventional. Before we even go there, there's really only two companies out there that do strawberries, Driscoll and Wellpick. Okay, most of them are California, or at the end of the seasons they come from Mexico. So you have two major growers, Driscoll and Wellpick. They control the fields. Okay. You then have big corporations. You have Walmart, Target, Whole Foods, Acme's parent corporation, so forth and so forth. Those folks actually have buyers that are out in Salinas, California, where this stuff is being grown. So they're actually, representatives of these corporations are actually right in the fields of Driscoll, talking to the growers, going, you know what, quality of the soil this year, they have all the relationships, that they know the ins and outs of growing strawberries. They make deals with these manufacturers, and they just buy off lots, right off the tip of the product lots. So these guys get pick A. Of everything. So when you walk into a Whole Foods and you find the most beautiful, red, juicy, delicious strawberry that you ever could find, these guys have already bought it before the seed was even planted. They've already determined that Driscoll, I want you to plant seed variety XYZ, and I'm going to have a grow time of this window for this season. This is when I'm going to expect it to be picked. These are the conditions I want it to be grown under. Conditions are basically organic or conventional. These guys are willing to give premiums to Driscoll. Driscoll is also willing to do a lot of promotional marketing to put their name out there in the ads you see on television, that you see in print, and things of that variety. It's a symbiotic relationship with big corporations. They choose which way they're going to go. Whole Foods is going to go organic. Walmart's going to go conventional. Think about the size of what Walmart's buying in that regard. Think about the size of Whole Foods on the organic side of what they're buying across the country. That product is already sold and off the lot. So let's just say they buy up 70% of the overall market of the big businesses. And that leaves an open market of 70%.
30 left.
I'm sorry, 30% left. That then goes to basically brokers and distributors. It starts out in brokers. So brokers A, B, C, and D are going to come to the field. Whatever overflow that's left that Driscoll has produced, that Whole Foods didn't pick up, or these big businesses didn't pick up, the brokers are coming out to the fields and going, okay, so you have different grade A, grade B, grade C. The brokers are ugly side of the businesses. They're convoluting behind the scenes determining a set price of what they feel the commodity is worth. So grade A organics are worth $5 a bushel for A's. B's are worth $3, C's are worth $2, and the small inedible stuff that they're going to throw into raspberry jams and preserves and jellies and things of that nature are $1 a bushel. The brokers are setting this price. The brokers then, their responsibility is to move that to market. And they're moving this from Salinas, California across the country to Iowa, Chicago, Texas, Maryland, Delaware, various points throughout the country. The brokers are then taking that information and nailing it down. The brokers are in the business of making money. Let's just say it's grade A in Chicago. They take grade A, they take a variety of A, B, and C to the Chicago market. They bought it at 5, brokers are making an impact at 7. They're selling it at $2 for an A. What goes to the Chicago market then goes out to what the distributors get. The distributors have 200 of them in Chicago's market area. They then choose, the distributor buyers come out and look at the quality and go, okay, what's the best price I can get that I can get a good markup retail on? Each of these distributors are now looking at quality and price. And they're determining what they're wanting to sell to their consumers. So the distributors are then buying, let's just say, grade A at $59. Again, food markup keeps going. So the distributors are now going at $9 an a thing. They're bringing it out to their vendors, which would be the retail shops. It could be other wholesalers, depending. Sometimes, a lot of times, there's another line in here between distributors and wholesalers. You take the distributor, you can bring it down to South Philly, the distributor down there called Bacacci Brothers, who then sells out to Plymouth Meeting Produce and Giordano's Produce. They bring it in from that side. So if you're buying it from a wholesaler rather than a distributor, you've got another markup of 10, say just round it off again, $2 off. So it's $11 to a wholesaler, who then takes it out to a retailer, who then has a $13 retail. who then sells it to the consumer of $15. Whole Foods, on that basis line, probably was able to get it at $3 or $4 from the get-go, from the seed. So where you get into the issue of pricing on, again, just strawberries as an instance, is you see these prices at Target and Walmart when you buy them 2 for $5 and things of that nature, and they're on promotion. They're working out the deal right from the field, right from the get-go, before the seed is even planted, the negotiated price of what they're willing to pay, what lots, what quality they're willing to get for it. And then it goes out to the conventionals. The markup prices between that distribution, because again, perishable products, strawberries, imagine how much time is already spent from the time it's being picked, from day one, from the time it pulls from that stem to the time it actually hits Creekside store here. It's one of the most highly perishable products, and it has to go through this chain to get to us. And that's where that big difference of a retail price will come into play. Is, you know, we're not at the broker level. We're not a broker. You can sell off. Brokers can sell off to independent chains. They can sell out to small little independent, like George's is an independent store. It's one store, but a broker may have that ability if it's big enough volume. Again, everything's going to be based around volume as well. Buying one flat of strawberries versus buying 25 flats of strawberries versus buying it by the bushel. That's really where it all comes into play. It depends. It really will come into your distribution of volume of what you're willing to give. Not even including then, you off on the spur, is the local guy who has no marketing, has no inroads necessarily. He's just trying to do the farmer market. He's trying to survive. He's trying to be competitive in his pricing with these as well, because people aren't willing to. It's a commodity, and people are just saying a strawberry is a strawberry is a strawberry. But when you look at the difference of grading strawberries, and it goes with any produce, any meat products, there's grading and selection process that goes behind it. So when you see a Walmart conventional product, they may have picked a grade C versus a Whole Food organic grade A. And Whole Foods is selling their organics for $4.99. Walmart's selling theirs for 2 for $5, or 2 for $2 this week. It's not a strawberry for a strawberry, and that's really a big thing to get into when you have those conversations as well. It's not just an apple to an apple. Apples have different grade sizes, different shapes, different sizes, different moisture contents. There's a whole behind the scenes that goes on.
So let me, this is great to see how this all boils down. So roughly, what does Whole Foods sell organic strawberries for, and what do we sell them for?
We are selling ours for $5.99, Karen, something like that. Whole Foods is probably selling theirs at $3.99.
Okay, so to boil it down, so $5.99, $3.99, $2 more.
That's organic?
Organic.
What about conventional?
Conventional, we're selling ours for $4.99,
Yeah.
and the big shops are probably selling it this time of year maybe 2 for $5.
And ours came from a local supplier?
Ours are coming from the local distributors down here.
So
No,
they're
they're
coming
not
down
locally
this chain.
owned. Right.
What's that? You don't, our strawberries aren't even local. We're not even
Because
getting
we're not into local.
We're not
There are no
Right.
local strawberries available yet.
So Mike, that's one of the things that I wanted to ask another teaching moment is that I grew up in an area I didn't really understand that strawberries didn't come in January. I
Right.
thought I could get them any time of the year. And we're now entering into the produce season in Lancaster County. I was just out there last week. It's
Right.
ripe, they're growing.
Mhm.
Won't things be significantly cheaper if we have local access? Because we don't have, I mean, this is disgusting to me, like the amount of hands and people that talk about my fruit that's gonna sit on my table tonight
Correct.
versus the farmer who is 90 miles away during strawberry season.
It will all depend on a couple different factors. It will depend on the quality that comes out of it. I mean, with the rainy season, it's not going to be bush. You're going to have low quality, you're going to have a high mold factor in it. It depends on the seeding that they're putting in. I mean, if they're putting in a grade A versus a grade D, you're going to have different things. When these locals bring it out, what the locals normally do is they'll take it down to like Smyrna, Delaware. There's a giant auction house basically down there. All the local farmers will come down with their lot, and the local distributors, local wholesalers will go in there, and again, their buyers are the ones that are looking at that going, you know, they're a little too dark, these are a little too bright, you know, I'm willing to give you $13 this week for this, I'm willing to give you $17 for this week. It all depends on the wheeling and dealing negotiations that are going on at this level.
I know, I just wonder if there's another teachable moment, which is just, I mean, learning about when produce is, like, in January, you're gonna spend a lot. And
Right.
if you're getting something from California, you're gonna spend a lot. Like,
Sure.
that